Hello, everyone, and welcome to my review of Sinners. This is my favorite film of 2025, and I wanted to just make a little video talking about the film and why I love it so much. So, Sinners is a film that I watched back in October of last year. It was a movie that I wanted to see in theaters, but it kind of just flew under my radar. I had wanted to watch other films, plus I just gotten really busy with personal life stuff, so never got a chance to see it in theaters. But I did get a chance to watch it with my family in the month of October. And this movie surprised the hell out of me when I first watched it. I was just expecting to be it's just another vampire film. It's a vampire movie that takes place in like the 1930s, I think. That's what I was expecting, and it stars Michael B. Jordan. So I was just expecting 1930s Michael B. Jordan facing off against vampires, and technically that, or somewhat, that's what you get. And wow, this movie is way more than that. So Sinners is basically telling the story of these twin brothers, Smoke and Stack. They're both played by Michael B. Jordan, and they are opening up this juke joint, or they're using this like old mill or whatever and turning it into a juke joint. And they invite all these people here, and they all gather there one night. And then a bunch of vampires show up, and chaos ensues. So there is a bit more, there's a lot of themes in this movie. There's themes about hardship, racism, and just stuff like that. I'm not gonna go too much into about it, but I will say it was handled very, very well. I did like how they handled it, how they told it, and how the actors were able to just do a good job with their performances. The acting all across the board is solid. There's not a single performance here that I would say is dull or wooden. Everyone was on point with this film. Everyone just did such a great job with their performances, and I was genuinely impressed with just how much I actually kind of cared. Because usually when I go into like any sort of movie, whether it be a slasher film or a vampire movie, I want to see like the monster or the big bad. But I surprisingly cared about the characters here. I cared about Smoke and Stack. I thought their dynamic with each other, even though they're played by Michael B. Jordan, I think both of them have enough differing personalities to where they work. And Michael B. Jordan really gets to stretch his legs with his acting, and he does such a phenomenal job with his performances as both Smoke and Stack. And he really is the best actor, I would say, in the entire movie. Uh, you have some other characters here that play an important role. There's Mary, who is like one of I think Stack's like ex lovers or something. There's something there with them, and so she plays a major part, and she comes to the party. Her acting was great as well. You also have who else you have here? You have their cousin Sammy, who is really into playing blues music, and so he has this guitar and he's playing it, and so later on when they're having the party or whatever, they actually get him to sing a song, and I thought his acting was good too. The music was great, even though I'm not really a fan of the genres that they play. I've not really been a fan of blues music or anything like that. I thought the music was great, and the way that it's shot too is really well. The way this movie is shot is really cool because during certain sequences, excuse me, during certain sequences, it has this effect where most of the movie takes place in like widescreen, but then like when something big happens, like towards the end when the vampires get into the joint, and you just have the screen expand into full screen. And it does that a couple times throughout the movie. It does it when Sammy does his performance. He does it, or it does it when Remick and the other vampires are having their own like little song number, which is one of my favorite scenes of the film. So I really like how they played around with the framework and the camera, and it was really creative and really cool to see. Speaking of the vampires, they are without doubt probably my favorite interpretation of vampires since The Lost Boys. The Lost Boys has always been my personal favorite vampire film. But Remick and these other vampires here, I think, might be a close or they might be my second favorite. I would have to rewatch Lost Boys just to see. But I absolutely love Remick as the lead vampire here. I think Jack O'Connell does such a great job with the character, and he's able to give him so much life and personality, even though he's a vampire. He's able to use like his like charm or whatever. He like when he first shows up, he's being chased by the Choctaw, I think it's called. They're like these like Indian vampire hunters, and he's banging on this couple's door, and he offers them these gold doubloon or these gold coins. I said doubloons. He gives them these gold coins, and he gets let in. And later on, the vampire hunters show up. They leave, and then when the wife goes back, Remick is sitting in a chair covered in blood, and her husband has been turned into a vampire as well. So it was a great introduction to his character, and he really shines every second that he is on screen. And I do wish we got to get a little bit more of Remick. I would say I wish we had gotten more scenes with him before going to the juke joint, or maybe just something there, or maybe like have it where they kind of explain his backstory, because they never really explain like where Remick came from, and which is fine. I'm not saying like it's a negative that they don't tell you the backstory of Remick, because they don't really explain how vampires are here or why they're here. Well, they're there to drink their blood and turn them all into vampires. But I would have liked to get just some more scenes with Remick in there, because Remick was just very charismatic, very entertaining, and was my favorite part of the film personally. I do like the time for or the time that this film takes place, and I think if you were to change it to like modern day or like the modern year, I think this film wouldn't work as well as it does. I think the timeline in which this film takes place, I think, works because it does such a good job with with delving into certain themes, like I mentioned earlier. And I think the writing is damn near perfect for pretty much the entire film, and all these themes and how they handle them, I think was just really, really well done. Um, as far as things that I didn't like about the movie, now this is just a nitpick for me at least, but I do feel like the first half of this movie does kind of drag a bit. It is kind of slow, but at the same time, it's building up to the vampires. We're establishing all of our characters. We're establishing Smoke and Stack, establishing the juke joint, and how everything's going to play out before shit goes wrong. It is kind of slow, but at the same time, I'm not going to knock it because I still enjoy the movie. It doesn't really like upon my most recent rewatch of the film, which was like a couple like last night or so, or a couple nights ago. It didn't really bother me as much. Um, so yeah, it's just a nitpick for me. I the ending fight between Michael B. Jordan, the surviving characters, and the vampires is well done. It's well shot. It's bloody. It's pretty much everything you would expect. It was such a good fight scene between them, and it was really tension filled. And it's probably one of my favorite third acts of a film in recent memory, just because it's so entertaining and so bloody. Um, is there anything else I need to really cover here? The writing is great, as I've mentioned. The cinematography, the film is beautiful. I definitely plan on getting this film on Blu-ray or 4K because the film is absolutely gorgeous to look at. The kills, there's a couple of kills that are on screen, but for the most part, most of them are off screen, which is fine. But they're still pretty good. They're pretty solid. Yeah, like there's really not much else I can touch base on. I love this film a lot. This is my favorite film of 2025. It is so good. And if you have not seen Sinners yet, I highly recommend you check it out because there's so many positive elements to this movie. And it's not just a vampire movie. It's not very cut and dry like I was expecting it to be. It is a lot more than that. It delves with a lot of certain themes, a lot of certain topics, and it covers all of that ground greatly, while at the same time still being a fun vampire movie with Michael B. Jordan. And Michael B. Jordan is badass as both brothers. Um, so yeah, I highly recommend you check this out. It is from the director of Black Panther, Ryan Coogler. I have seen Black Panther and I really like Black Panther, but I would have never guessed in a million years that he would deliver something like this. This is just such a far cry from the way Black Panther is, but in the best way. This is such a fun film and I love it. I cannot get enough of it. I am so glad this film is being nominated for Oscars because it deserves it 100%. It is a great film. It is a 10 out of 10 for me. So I highly encourage any of you that have not seen it to check it out. So yeah, guys, that is my review for Sinners. I absolutely love this film. Let me know what you think of it, whether you like it or you don't. If you don't, that's totally cool. But yeah, I would love to know what your thoughts are on Sinners. So with that said, that has been my review for Sinners, and I will see you guys later in the next video. Peace.